the galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
And we're here.
That was perfect. Right at the end of the boom.
Yeah.
Only
I tried to
took
make
us
it work for me.
only took us years to get there.
Yeah. I'm on so much caffeine right now.
Yeah, I'm there as well. I had a late night, so and I had to do the grocery pickup early this morning because I usually do it at 8, and now I had to do it at 7 in order to do this show early so you could go watch wrestling.
You're right.
Welcome. You're
welcome. Is that what we're here for?
Yeah.
That's why?
Look, I need to know who's going to be the world champion. MJF or Adam Cole, baby.
The things we do for Little Ocho, I tell you,
right.
Dan.
That's
I mean,
the things I do without knowing for Little Ocho.
Yeah, exactly.
So, is this a pay-per-view, or you're actually going to?
No, this is a pay-per-view. They're coming live from the UK, so that's why the hours are so different.
Okay, so it is something that you could have DVR'd and time shifted. Got it. Thanks.
What are you talking about? How can I not see it live?
It's a live event. Yeah,
that's right.
Hey,
live scripted event. Got it.
That's right.
You two just keep this in mind. Starting like in 2 weeks when there's football that starts at noon on Sundays, and
what is this football? That's also scripted sporting, isn't it?
No.
You sure about that?
I am 100% certain it's
like
not.
Last year they had the script out and everything. Remember that?
How can there be a script? There's a writer's strike. This just proves it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like they have good writers.
See? Oh man, I didn't realize I had a stack of shit you could see in the camera over here. Dang it.
Oh yeah. What is all that?
The extra letters and shredded file.
Do you hear yourself? I'm in a van with a car seat over my right shoulder, and you care that there's a stack of magazines behind you?
Well, I had to know that because, like, tomorrow the Trekcast letters come down and the Techni Waterjet letters go up. So I better not have that there for when I'm doing a sales call.
You know,
in some way, Chad is our own Vanna White, changing the letter.
Well, speaking of Vanna White, we got to get Bowders to build you like some letters that you could flip around. Like you just turn around, you flip them around, and it's the other podcast.
Well, what I need to do actually is just get and I've told myself this lots, and I've got a story to tell today too. By the way, that I think our listeners are going to really love about something.
I love Chad's stories.
Story time with Chad.
Yeah, it is story time. It's going to be fantastic. You guys are gonna like my man card's going to be stolen and everything. But no, so
oh boy,
with the yeah, exactly right. It's I want to get like a piece.
Let me drink my fancy latte as I hear about your man card.
Exactly. Yeah. In my frou. It's not just black coffee. It's
the
cappuccino shit. So
yeah.
Anyway, I want to get like a piece of clear plexiglass, thin, just clear, and I want to mount those letters to it so that I can just take the whole thing down and put the other one up instead of doing each individual letter. And I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's so easy just to move the letters.
So you're going to use transparent aluminum? Is that what you're saying?
Which is a real thing.
I know it's a real thing.
It's amazing. It's amazing. And I had this idea the other day on one of my walks with the dog. And I want to do this. I want to do an episode.
Don't let him kid you. The dog had the idea, and he's.
Oh yeah. The dog's walking me. The dog's walking me. Yes, and so.
How often does the dog talk to you, Chad?
That's why my wife bought me this watch, so she could just shame me with the rings not being filled every day. So.
Oh, okay.
So no, I want to do it towards the end of the year. I want to do an episode, and I'm going to do the research. I'm actually going to research this and start working on it like now ahead of time before the show. I know. I'll probably do it.
No, none of this will happen, but go ahead.
But no, I want to do an episode about Trek is real and talk about how
it's real.
Exactly. About how all the things that even in TOS and especially in TNG and moving forward, those things that they were using or talking about and how they communicate, all those things are slowly becoming real, or not slowly. They have been for a while in some cases. So, but there's even more things there too than most people realize in terms of just what's actually real. So anyway, I want to. Dan saves the dogs. Yeah,
that's right.
But anyway, I would love to do that kind of show. I love the fact that we kind of became a review show. We review all the new Trek, right? I do love that.
A little bit of everything. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'd like to kind of try to figure out ways to get back into our roots of just the evergreen episodes where we talk about specific.
Oh yeah, no, with
Trek.
this writer strike, we're gonna have plenty of time to go back to our roots.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that I'm really looking forward to that.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
So
you hear that, everyone? Chad is in favor of the writer strike.
That's right.
No.
He's glad that they're losing their homes and can't
I'm gonna
feed themselves.
I'm gonna cut the rope and go to the other side of the line and do, what do they call that when you're a union worker who jumps the line? What do they call that?
Scab.
I'm gonna be a scab. Yes, I'm gonna start writing for
Don't
these.
say such things, Chad. So bad.
I'm here to cash in wherever there's profits. All right.
No,
Never
no.
forget, I'm a Ferengi. Okay.
That's right.
So
And Chadingi.
I should change my name. Change my name
Yeah.
to Ferengi.
All right. Well, speaking of which, maybe we should get to the news because we got all sorts of fun. All right.
Star Trek news.
So, speaking of Star Trek, that's what we do here. From IGN, CBS will be airing Strange New Worlds as part of Star Trek Day 2023. So, officially on September 8th will be Star Trek Day, and on that day, they will air 2 episodes of Strange New Worlds
on network television.
On network television.
I feel like someone on this show predicted this like 14 days ago.
Didn't you predict it? Or was it?
I absolutely did. I'm being
Yeah.
facetious.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think they're testing the waters, and I think if it does well, we are going to, with the way streaming is going, I think they're going back to network television. I really do.
Everybody listening to this episode needs to follow Dan Lombardo of Earth's advice and watch those episodes live. Pump those numbers up. Go turn on 3 TVs with those UHD TV antennas, right?
Yeah,
and pump it up.
And if you have your own podcast, make sure that you reschedule it so that you can go watch this scripted show as it's live.
That's right. Always reschedule your podcast for TV. It's the only way to go. I totally understand that.
Screw the other 2 guys
that
are going to watch it. You just
make us do things earlier in the day.
Indeed. So they're going to air the first 2 episodes from season 1. So that's cool. Also, what will be happening is in a few cities around the world, including Vancouver, Calgary, and London. As far as some U.S. cities as well, like Dallas, Denver, Phoenix. Didn't see New York on the list, which was interesting.
Yeah, I'm sure Duval is punching walls.
I'm sure.
His apartment.
Yeah. I'm sure.
He's screaming at the sky. He's going, "I'm the Trekcast correspondent for New York City. How could you not
what
do
the
this?"
hell? Yeah. They're gonna have some screenings of some Lower Deck episodes. They say they're gonna pick out 4 episodes and screen them. So
but Dan, he's not supposed to be working right now.
Who?
That's a script. He has to write that script and do it. So he can't be doing that. He'd be going against.
No, he's in the news.
That's for scripted series, dude.
News is different like that for that. Even though he's an independent correspondent. Okay.
Yeah.
If you had been on the podcast this season, you would know that we discussed.
That's right.
Maybe. Yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
Check with Scott. He'll clear it up for you.
That's right.
Okay. Scott's my
so
boss
hard with
now.
these guest hosts, Dan. Anyways, so they're also going to have on StarTrek.com/day. They're going to be airing a special program, kind of celebrating Star Trek. Supposed to be hosted by Captain Ransom himself, Jerry O'Connell, and that's interesting because that does go against unions. So they must have recorded this a long time ago.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh.
So,
okay.
But yeah, so all that's going on. So that's pretty neat. And then our next news story comes to us from StarTrekMovie.com. I don't know if you guys saw this, but earlier this week, somebody flew a banner over the Netflix headquarters and it said, "Save Star Trek Prodigy." So that's cool, I guess. There was
someone paid real money to have that done.
Well, the real story is even crazier because I found out.
Oh Lord, oh boy.
Yeah,
this guy from Florida.
No. This is in LA. There's a group of Star Trek fans in LA who went and did a protest out in front of Netflix to save Star Trek Prodigy. All dozen of them showed up. It looks like from the pictures.
There were tens. There were tens of
There were
people.
tens of them there.
Yeah.
Yes, trying to get Star Trek Prodigy on Netflix. And apparently, the way they funded this airplane with the banner, they needed about $1,500 to do this. They started a GoFundMe and raised the money. And once they had the money, to the skies it went. So that's how it happened.
Where did they advertise for this? Did they just get their money from people in California or what? I don't-
The GoFundMe was from everywhere. It sounds like they went on a few different Facebook groups and Reddit groups, and that's how they raised the money. So
it's amazing to get that much traction and not talk to us.
Yeah, or anyone, really. Yeah. And then our last news story comes to us from CBR, and there is some controversy afoot right now between Paramount and the Star Trek fan community. Currently, there is a Star Trek fan film called Wolf 359, and Paramount has did a big DMCA copyright strike against it, knocking down the fan film from social media. And so CBR basically is taking the position that this is a really bad idea for Paramount to be doing that, because it's not like their shows are really that popular and the fan community has not grown that much. So to go
Hold on a second, guys. I'll be right back. Keep going.
Okay. So to go against your fans like that is probably a bad move.
I think they need to, Paramount, I think they need to pick a course heading on this issue and stick to it.
Mm-hmm.
What was it, 6 years ago or whatever? I
Uh-huh.
thought this was put to bed with the
Axonar.
Yeah. And they made all these rules, and then they just didn't enforce them at all. It was like, we made these rules to finish this lawsuit up, and then as soon as the lawsuit was concluded, there was this lull, and then
Dan, you're cutting out.
I don't know.
Dan is cutting out really bad all of a sudden.
Come on.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Now I can hear you.
Okay.
Okay, so they
did
made
you
all
get
these
all that,
rules,
or-
and then no.
They made all
completely
these
cut out.
rules. They made all these rules during the Axonar thing to settle that lawsuit. And then as soon as the lawsuit was put to bed, there was a lull where, these fan films weren't really being done. And then slowly but surely they went back to doing what they had been doing, and they didn't take any action on it. So, of course, we're right back where we were.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah.
this Wolf 359 thing, I mean, is it a real fan film, or are they doing the same thing Axonar was doing, where they're selling, they're selling bottles of wine that say Axonar on them, and T-shirts and
Yeah. So
all
from
this
what I
stuff.
can tell, it's just a fan film, but I haven't been able to find too much about it now that the fan film has been removed. So I'm sure we'll find out more in the coming days. But
I mean, if they're running ads on it, these are all
strikes against
revenue-generating-
it for sure.
Yeah, these are all revenue generating things. Excuse
Right.
me. And not to take a dump on fan films, but it used to be, 7 buddies got together with a video camera,
Mm-hmm.
and they made a film, and that was it.
Right.
If they needed any funds, they paid out of pocket. If
Right.
you're doing crowdfunding, somebody is getting paid. Somebody is getting that money that you're raising.
Right.
And Paramount is not getting a cut of it.
Right.
And I kind of agree with them.
Yeah. No, I get that. And you're right. There should be no revenue generated from it. And then that's fine. That should be completely fine. I mean, they just did that Spider-Man Lotus, and you didn't see Marvel freaking out about that. Yeah. And that was the same thing, fan film that people just did. A lot of people too nowadays use their fan films as their reel to get into Hollywood. Like, look what I'm capable of. Yeah.
Yep.
So, well, it's not direct revenue. It is kind of in a way, because they're trying to increase their visibility. So,
Yeah, I mean,
I don't have anything
I don't
against
know.
that because they're showing their
if
skill.
you're in a band, if you're in a band and
Uh-huh.
you send a demo tape to a record company, and the demo tape is you and your band doing Enter Sandman by Metallica in your garage, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Even though that's copyrighted material,
Mhm.
you know, you're not directly generating any revenue from it.
Right. You're just showing off your talent.
And I think what you're talking about, where you do your fan film and then use it as a resume builder, that's fine until you start paying people to be in it. Even if you just pay the actors to be in it, those actors are getting paid. That money is coming from somewhere. If it doesn't come from your own pocket, it comes from crowdfunding or whatever. Somebody is making money off that IP without giving the IP owner their cut, and that's wrong, no matter how you slice it.
Right. That's true. Chad's back.
Hey,
I'm back.
Right on. Okay.
There's
Well,
there's a something stuck in the wall in my daughter's room. So
there's a something.
I don't know what we don't know what it, I don't know what it is.
Is it a spooky? Is it a ghost?
It's making kind of sounds.
really? But
no
you
idea.
don't know what it is? It's a something?
Well, yeah, I don't know what it is. I can guess it. Maybe it's a bird, but I have no idea. It's
Okay, so
pecking,
here's what we're
kinda,
gonna
maybe,
do.
or-
I'm sorry,
yeah.
a what?
It's a drone. It's a government drone.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so
Thank
we don't know what it is. So what we want you guys to guess what it is. So
Oh yeah.
call the voicemail line at 816-287-0448.
Chad, the answer clearly is burn down the house. That's the only way to be safe.
816-287-0448. Give us a call. Let us know what do you think is in Chad's wall. And next week we'll give a listen to
That's right.
I don't know. Daniel, do you have any ideas? You want to guess
Oh,
first?
man,
What's
there
in
could be
Chad's
so many
wall?
different things. I'm going to guess. It's the other Chad. I think there's two of him.
No, I guarantee you it's Scott coming for me.
Yes,
I was gonna say it's Bowders. He's waiting.
Yeah.
He's waiting for
your
the
house.
perfect moment to just bust out
Pavel's
like
more
Kool-Aid,
realistic. A squirrel.
like the Kool-Aid man.
Yeah.
I think it's Vols. I think O'Brien didn't get the last one. And
Perhaps it's a self-sealing stem bolt, and it's just sealing.
Is that how it works?
That's how it works. It makes a weird sound, and then
I would love for on lower decks someone to reference the self-sealing stem bolts.
I feel like they've done that already.
Have they?
Have they?
I don't
I
know.
think so,
I don't
like
think
in the
so.
early
know.
seasons. Yeah.
I don't
I have to go back and watch them all.
It puts the lotion on its skin. Yeah. All right. Well, let's get to the main topic.
All right, sounds good.
Fun will now commence.
All right. So our main topic, more or less, is a primer for season 4 of Lower Decks because it's around.
Yeah.
It's about.
All right. I was gonna ask because
Yeah.
I didn't know.
We talked about this.
I knew, but I didn't really prepare because I can do
That's
this off
fine.
the top of my head.
I prepared some things. I
Cool.
figured as
All right.
much.
Good.
Dan-
Somebody
Daniel's like, I know damn well you two aren't going to do a freaking thing.
That's right.
So I'll do it.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, he's got.
I'm like Thanos here. Fine, I'll do it.
He's got.
You are inevitable.
He's got WrestleMania later, so you know.
No. It's all in.
He's like
AEW
he's
all
like
in.
I can't let this show go to 11:15. I can't. So I have to prepare something for it
That's right.
to keep these two on track. So go ahead, Daniel. You got the reins, buddy.
Okay.
All right.
So last season we ended with the big fight between the Texas class and California class. We found out that Buen Amigo was not a Buen Amigo, but a bad amigo.
Yeah.
And we did also get the cliffhanger that Badgie is lurking and returning at some point.
Which could mean nothing for this season.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, and also Rutherford has kind of changed. He's got all his memories back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a big one. That was a big one.
So there's a lot to start with season 4. So I guess we could start with our predictions we do.
Well,
yeah.
Okay, so for the predictions, but refresh my memory though on the the fight. They had to basically rip apart the skin of the ship, didn't they?
Yes, because they were doing a race, and then there was something where they needed to save a group of people, and the way to do that was by removing their hull. It was something like that. I didn't watch the show again. I was too busy.
Did
We had some
they-
issues with my brother this week.
Yeah,
So my first prediction then, based on that, is that we are going to see the introduction of the California class refit.
Oh,
Because if they're putting a new hull on the ship,
yeah.
I don't think they're just going to put the old hull back on. I think they're going to make some improvements.
Look at this, ladies and gentlemen. He's
That's
got
right.
a breakdown chart and everything. I mean,
So-
Oh my goodness.
I just recopied them when we did for Strange New Worlds. So Dan's got a California class refit. Chad, likely or unlikely for that?
I hadn't really thought about that, but I guess I'll say that's likely because of McManahan. We know what his background is. We know how much of a fan of TNG and DS9 he is, and how much he squeezes in references to those shows. I mean, it's everywhere.
Right.
And I just don't in TNG. I just don't see how he would pass up this opportunity to do that. That's a great point. I think it's a perfect opportunity. I just can't see how he'd pass that up. How would he miss that?
I think so too.
He's too good at those details to say, and this is an obvious one, the refits of the ships and all. That's something that this is like a complete trope that's done all the time. So I don't know how you would miss that.
I'm going to go unlikely just to be different. So
Cool.
somebody's got to get it right. All right. So our first one or our next one is Boimler talking about Pike and Spock. This is one from Chad. So I'm guessing Chad is likely on this one.
Yep.
Yeah, I think
Dan?
likely. I think likely as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to. I don't see him skipping that.
How do you not?
Yeah, exactly. Rutherford will have a big character change this season.
I don't think so, because I think we just saw his big character change. So I think they're gonna lay off of him for a little bit, and maybe we'll focus on someone else, whether it's Tendi or
Okay.
one of the background characters. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, he really already did last season.
Right.
So yeah, I see that's unlikely.
Okay. So Chad also unlikely.
Yep.
I'm gonna go. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, they've already changed him. You're right. So I'll go unlikely as well. So first two, it's all the way around between us all.
Yep.
Next one, Badgie will return. Like full on, not the tease, but he's back and he's causing havoc.
Does that mean we'll see him throughout the season, or just in one episode, or does it matter?
Just say one episode. He's main focus of at least one episode.
Yeah, but more than just a tease. It's got to be a story involving him.
It is a Badgie story.
Yeah.
I'll say
think-
likely just because of where they left it, but I still kind of doubt it.
Okay.
I think so. I think we're going to see a coalition of evil AI.
Ooh. I'm going to go different. I'm going to go unlikely.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, I think Dan's onto something there, but I think they'll save that for the season finale.
Yeah, I could see that, but
Well, maybe the series finale. I mean, not this season. I just mean like a series finale.
So here's my question.
Yeah.
Will they somehow reference Chat GPT? Will they somehow reference that, that's where it all started, or something like that?
That would be funny if they did that.
Like Badgie's great grandfather was a Chat GPT.
That would be hilarious.
That would be funny.
Speaking of evil AI, Peanut Hamper isn't in this season at all. Likely or unlikely?
Likely.
Not even a tease. No Peanut Hamper at all.
Likely.
I'm going to say unlikely, because she's going to show up in this this legion of evil AI. They're like the Legion of Doom. They have a base in the swamp, and just a bunch of evil AI sitting around a big table talking about how they hate biologics.
I kind of like that. All right.
So she's there.
All right. We end the season without a cliffhanger. So no cliffhanger at the end. Likely or unlikely?
They've had a cliffhanger every single year, haven't they?
I know. That's what I'm saying. Are they going to switch it around?
No, it's likely. They'll do it again. That's just
No. I'm going to say no cliffhanger this year.
Oh, okay.
Because what season is this? This is season
4.
Yeah. So I think with the because animation, you can do so much, you can change so much without having the actors present. I think because of the strike, they're going to avoid having a 2-year cliffhanger.
Okay. So you think they will go without a cliffhanger?
No cliffhanger.
Okay. All right. I'm going to say that they will have a cliffhanger. So,
well, you'll be wrong.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. I don't need to win every time we do this.
Oh, wow.
Every time. Every
twice.
time. He doesn't need to win every time. Wow.
That's
The
right.
SmackDown has already started ahead of your wrestling thing. My goodness.
When we do this, I got to admit, I don't go back and look at the chart. I take your word for it, Daniel. So, I mean, did you really win last time?
Hey,
I don't know.
It's all on the show. You can look at it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, of people that I would trust to kind of run that and do it right, I think out of the three of us, I would trust Daniel the most out of that. I don't trust myself to do it right.
Fine.
I got too much of an ego.
and Dr. Tiana break up. Likely or unlikely?
Ooh. Because that would be some really good comic relief if they were fighting and they break up and all that.
If they're fighting in the background all the time.
Yeah. Now, is that likely or not? I don't know, because they really don't put that relationship. I say it's unlikely. I'd like to see it because I think it'd be funny, but I say it's unlikely, and here's why: because they really don't put that relationship like as a main thing. It's just something we know about, and every once in a while we hear like a one-liner to it, and that's it. And that's it. And I think they're going to keep it that way because it's kind of a nice little interesting, I don't know, thing that's kind of on the side.
Yeah. I agree. I don't think they're going to break up.
Okay. I'm going to say likely because I do think it'll be funny.
It would be funny. I agree.
It would be very funny. So, all right. So we got some fan ones as well. Listeners who put in their 2 cents. So we'll go through these.
Okay.
Felicia, hers was a cameo by the Strange New Worlds cast. So I don't know what specifically she means. Let's say more than 2 actors show up on Lower Decks in some respect.
From Strange New Worlds?
From Strange New Worlds.
Well, I think the way that'd be 1 for how she worded it, but that's fine.
Yeah.
I say it's unlikely. I don't think that's going to happen.
Okay.
I'd love for it to happen. I think that'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I would love for it, but I don't see it happening.
I don't see it happen. I could see them referencing it.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I don't see them showing up.
Yeah.
We're going to see that poster again of number 1, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure.
That's too good not to use again.
Yeah. All right, Corey from Instagram. We'll have a mirror universe episode.
We haven't had one yet.
We have not
in this series, not once. And we're on what? This is season 4. So
season 4.
Man,
we're
they're
30
overdue.
episodes in. Yeah.
Yeah, we're way overdue. So I would think that's pretty likely. Because we're way overdue. Yeah. They should. I'll put it that way.
They should. I'm gonna say unlikely. I think they've got their own stuff going on right now. That maybe season 5 I could see, but I think right now not yet. Okay, someone called Human Dax, also from Instagram. At least 1 temporal Cold War reference.
Yes.
Okay, so Dan's likely on that.
Yes.
I'm going to say unlikely.
Yeah. I feel like we've already had it.
I'm not sure if we have or not, but they haven't really, other than the portal thing, they haven't touched time travel at all.
Mm-hmm.
Not once, I don't think.
No, they haven't.
Other than the portal with the crossover episode, which actually happens on Strange New Worlds and not on Lower Decks, they haven't touched time travel. So I don't know if they'll necessarily keep that up.
Right.
So or want to go into it if they haven't touched it at all.
Yeah.
With
You know
all the
what-
things that they have one-off touched all over the place, having skipped that makes me feel like they're skipped it on purpose. Either they just don't want to do it, or they're saving it for something.
Dan's going to say something.
You know what would be great if
What's that?
if the opening scene of this season of Lower Decks was Boimler and Mariner coming back through the portal from the
Oh,
Strange New Worlds.
like we see him in
episode.
real life for a second.
Yes. Yep. Like you see them in real life because you see them as Boimler and Mariner are coming through the portal.
Yeah.
But as soon as they come through the portal, they're animated again.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
That'd be
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
And then technically that would count as time travel. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. But that doesn't reference the Cold
Oh
War.
no, it doesn't reference the Cold War. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
Right.
the temporal Cold War.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tom from Instagram, Jeffrey Combs guest stars. He is one of the
Yes.
robots. So,
He is.
so Dan, you're likely on that already.
Yes. Yep.
Chaddington, unlikely or likely?
I'll say unlikely. I would love to see him as voiceover for anything. I don't care what. He could be the trash can. Doesn't matter. I'd love to have him on. But I say unlikely.
I'm gonna say likely, but I don't think he'll be the robot. I think because we have seen in one of the trailer clips, we've seen Rom and Lita. So if we're going back to DS9 at all, maybe a Wayun, maybe a what's the Frankie he plays?
Brunt.
Brunt, yeah, maybe him. So could be,
Okay.
yeah.
Officer
And then
Brunt
we have a
of the
Facebook user.
FCA.
A Cerritos. What did he say? Cerritos.
Bingo.
Yeah. So we'll do that one. That'll be the last one. Do we get a Cerritos bingo? Likely or unlikely?
I think that's unlikely.
Okay.
I don't know what you mean. Explain.
They do Enterprise bingo on Strange New Worlds.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
going to say likely because we're getting that new Vulcan character. She's coming over to the Cerritos. So I think you've got a good chance to be like, oh, have you done Cerritos bingo? Maybe not actually do it, but mention it. So
Yeah. Okay. I don't know. I'll say unlikely.
Okay.
But I don't really.
Okay.
I'm not sure I have an opinion either way on that yet. But
Yeah, I don't. I'm not like strong conviction on that. I'm just guessing.
no, not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
So that's the predictions. We'll go back through this after the end of the season.
Okay.
Awesome.
And I'm gonna predict now Dan's gonna win. I don't know why.
So-
but I'm-
So put that on the bottom. Make that one more question. Who's
One
gonna
more
win?
prediction. Your prediction is Dan wins. Yes.
so I'm going likely on that. Chad,
go-
likely or unlikely?
I'll go
Dan?
unlikely because I have a 2/3 chance of.
I'm gonna break the universe and say it's unlikely that I'll win. So
Okay, all right.
one way or the other, I'm gonna be right.
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Either way, you win because you're going from both sides.
That's a great way to look at it.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. All right. So that's all the predictions. We'll go back through them after the season finale.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. So we did have that trailer where we saw a little bit, and like I said, we're gonna see Ramen and Lita. So that's exciting. And he's got the Grand Naga stick, the what do they call that? Scepter.
The scepter.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that'll be cool.
So maybe we'll see Brunt kissing his ass. Maybe that's how we'll see
That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Jeffrey Combs.
Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what I well, we may not even hear him. You just kind of see him and
Yeah.
yeah. Because they do that a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
Like the Tom Paris plate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
This show is such a I mean, it's just instant laughs. Honestly, every one I've watched, there's always something that's funny that's just makes you smile, and you think, and if you go back and think about it, it just keeps making you smile.
Yeah.
Kind of like the Subspace Rhapsody from Strange New Worlds, which I'm not ashamed to admit I have now watched 4 freaking times.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, I
have as well.
I can't get those songs out of my head. Every once in a while, it'll pop in one of them.
I think you
And
need
I
to sing
just
apologies right now.
Yeah,
Stop. It was. I'm telling you, that one was stuck in my head
yeah.
for days. About a week ago.
Oh wow.
So I had to go watch it again.
Same
thing.
Yeah, I was talking to a coworker about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know." And I said, "No, the way they did it, it was, it was really good. They made it part of the story." And I pulled it up on YouTube and played it for him, and then there was a week where it was just stuck in my head. Again, I don't want them to do it again. It's a one-time thing, but that's what's
going to make that. Go ahead.
If for this one-time thing, they knocked it out of the park.
Exactly, and that is the reason why they can't do it again, because it was done so well. There's no way to duplicate. It's not going to happen. You're not going to duplicate that and do it better.
Right.
You're just not. So don't do it. Just don't. Or maybe years from now, like whatever, but just don't do it.
Man, I watched it once and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, but I mean, you watch wrestling, so we know you have no taste. So.
What are you talking about?
Wow, shots fired. We are just completely piling on him like a,
Man. Yeah, like
for
an
those
elbow drop
listening
from the top.
For those listening to the show, Chad just tapped his elbow and dropped it on Daniel.
Yeah. Cold-blooded. Man.
I don't know what that move is called.
Wrestling is better.
I have no idea what that move is called, but I just did it.
It's an elbow drop from the top, like Macho Man Randy Savage.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Come on now.
Oh my God.
The bionic elbow, even from Dusty Rhodes, baby.
For those listening, Daniel is eating a Slim Jim right now.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's right.
Oh, Daniel's gonna grab you. He's gonna snap you in half.
I'm sorry. Can you do the rest of the show entirely the Macho Man?
Oh yeah. So I think Jeffrey Combs is gonna show up, and he's gonna be that evil AI, and he's gonna wreak havoc on the Federation.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if anyone gets in his way, he's gonna break them in two.
Oh my God. I don't know if it's better doing the shows this early now. Look, you broke Chad. He's like red.
I can't. Oh God.
Oh my God. Oh man. All right.
Good grief.
Before we get into listener feedback, have you guys been watching Ahsoka?
Yes. I've watched the first 2. I haven't watched any more than that because
that's all that's out. That's all that's
I thought the third one came out.
The third one comes out Tuesday.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so
I keep falling asleep.
Oh,
it's slow.
I keep falling asleep, and I think part of the problem is, I don't have much of a connection to her. I didn't watch Clone Wars.
I haven't watched any of those shows. Clone Wars, Rebels, none of that.
I didn't watch Rebels. I didn't watch Clone Wars. I tried to watch. Do you remember before the like Pixar style Clone Wars came out? First there was
the 2D animation. There
was the 2D animation. I have those on DVD, and I've tried to watch them a few times.
Yeah.
And I couldn't get into them. The movie, I think there's a movie that predates the animated series.
But
like
isn't
Pixar.
that just a few of the episodes just put together?
No, that was a theatrical release, I thought.
But I thought it was just a few of the episodes put together, and they made it theatrical.
I don't think so. I mean, I could be wrong.
I don't know.
But I've watched most of that with my son, and I couldn't get into it. And because of that, I never tried to watch the series because, I didn't see the first thing. So, I mean, Ahsoka, my exposure to Ahsoka is the episodes of The Mandalorian that she was on. So
which
I
is
tried.
fine.
Yeah, I know, but I tried to watch this and I just
Think
don't know.
back to when you watched Andor.
Yeah.
See.
Andor started off very slow.
Yeah.
And it just kept on this very slow build until it became one. That's just a fantastic.
Yeah.
That whole series.
I'm gonna
it was
watch.
so good, and I can't wait until it comes out again, because especially where it left off, it was like, oh my god, with what they were building. Right, they're literally building the Death Star.
Yeah.
The gun, the main array. So
Yeah. No, I get that.
So it was a fantastic season, and I feel like Ashoka, whatever, I don't know, Ahsoka, she's Ahsokan. I feel like it has the ability to be that good.
Here's the problem. When I watch Star Wars now, new Star Wars stuff, in my head, I always have to stop for a minute and say, hold on, where does this take place in the timeline?
Yeah.
I always have to remind myself, what am I watching here? Where does this take place in the timeline? Yep, and I do the math, and then I remember. So this happened a couple times while I was trying to watch Ahsoka. I remember, oh, this is the same time as The Mandalorian, roughly. So this is after Return of the Jedi. And then I can't help but say to myself, why isn't this a story about Luke Skywalker? He is supposed to be the last Jedi at this point. And I know she's not a Jedi. She was a Jedi, but she's not anymore. She left the Order or whatever. So she's just a regular person with all the powers and the weapons of a Jedi. I understand that. But then he's not really the last Jedi if there are people running around like that. And then this guy and his younger female Padawan,
like
for
apprentice
apprentice, shows up, and it's like, oh, these are Jedi, and then no, they're evil Jedi, but they're not Sith. They're just evil Jedi.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just
okay. So I am not a deep lore guy when it comes to Star Wars. Okay. However, I will say this. I never bought watching, and whether you like it or not, how the second 3 movies were set up. Hayden Christensen, all that stuff, the end of the Jedi. I never bought that there could just only be one Jedi left, especially after Return of the Jedi, where it's just Luke, because people have these abilities inherently and can kind of teach themselves somewhat how to do some of those things. And if they happen to come across somebody who knows how to create a lightsaber or has a lightsaber or whatever, well, there you go. It's not like every single person has to be trained in a Jedi Order and only to be able to know how to wield a lightsaber, right? You can train yourself. It's a sword fight. Yeah. So, plus the Force, right? So with that said, I like what they're doing in terms of there are other people out there with these abilities who maybe don't know how to use them correctly, but
differently.
Or you're using them differently, or have a skewed version of it. And in terms of, and so I think all that's fine. Now, in terms of where Luke comes in, I mean, they already put him in the well, I guess was that the Mandalorian, or was that was one of the Mandalorian seasons where Luke,
he was in Mandalorian and Boba Fett.
Right. So he was in both, right? I don't see any reason why they can't have him come back in again. As part of the storyline. Now he is trying to go and do.
I get that, but that's my other issue.
Yeah,
is that even if he comes in and they do Luke-centric stories in this time period, it doesn't matter because they've already ruined him.
Oh, I know.
In the sequel trilogy.
Yes.
So even when I saw him in even when I saw him in The Mandalorian and saw him again in Boba Fett, it was so great to see him, and it was so great to see him in his prime, but at the same time I couldn't stop myself from thinking, yeah, but none of this matters because they ruined him.
Yeah
And I don't want to be one of those Star Wars fans who say they should decanonize the sequel trilogy because it sounds like such a pie in the sky idea that I know they'll never do, but they really should, because it's garbage. It's trash. It's absolute trash. And no amount of retconning in the world. I know the last season of Mandalorian, they were trying to steer into the skid and kind of point things towards the sequel trilogy and put some stuff in there to make it make better sense and make it work better as a part of the whole story. Except you're just, by doing that, you are proving to us that it sucks.
Yeah.
Because you shouldn't have to do that. And if it sucks, then treat it like a gangrene limb and chop it off and throw it away.
Well, the problem is they didn't have a game plan with that series at all. They just kind of winged it, and that's been the issue.
Well,
and now that
they're filling in the gaps behind that, they've got the same big problem with Thrawn, where what are you going to do with this? You're going to, obviously this guy dies. Like, what's it's going to be interesting.
Culminate into a movie.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Movie. It's going to be kind of cool, but we're going to see him die because he's not there in the future. Right. He's gone. No one even knows who he is. You've got a whole nother Last Order. So
another evil empire,
final order, another one, because it just keeps coming back like a bad rash.
Well, like Lucas said, it's like poetry. It rhymes. The JJ mystery box.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, let's get to feedback. We have people waiting. So
awesome.
Open hailing frequencies.
We don't want to keep our people waiting.
Frequencies open, sir.
No, we don't. So we got Chazbiz on the line, just standing there waiting. So let's bring him on. There he is.
Hour early. I did this
sorry about that.
you guys.
It's my fault.
Yep.
I stayed up to 3 a.m.
Why?
And then I laid there at 8:30 and I'm like, there's a show on. I was like, I could have slept on. I could have slept in 2 more hours.
Man. You're committed, baby.
I'm committed.
I was out drinking last night and I'm still here. How about you?
Yeah, if I was drinking, I wouldn't be here. I'd be asleep right now.
Oh,
yeah.
So do you think some of these shows could get cut because of the writer's strike? Just curious.
I really don't think, the longer this goes, I don't think we're going to see that Starfleet Academy.
Yeah. Especially all the future projects they announced. I think they're going to start cutting because
if they're smart, they'll have listened to the massive amount of fan feedback about the Academy over Legacy, and they'll use the writer strike as the excuse to cut Academy. And then once they can get rolling again, they'll put in Legacy, which
Academy should have been like Prodigy. That's what Academy should have been.
I think this though. I think Academy will end up being the next Section 31, where we always hear about it, but it never comes to fruition.
But Chad's favorite character might come back.
I know.
It's like,
no,
he's part of it. Don't forget.
I'm part of it.
What was his name? Ash or whatever.
Ash Tyler. Oh my God.
Hey, he's part of Section 31 now. Don't forget.
That's true.
Oh, God.
And they can't get Georgiou back because Michelle Yeoh's too popular.
Yeah, her schedule's just going to keep piling up. So good luck getting her.
After that Oscar win, you're not going to get her. So
no,
unless she was already under contract.
Yeah.
If she was already under contract to do it.
Well, they get the Georgiou movie.
Doesn't matter.
Don't forget, you get the Section 31. Maybe they're supposedly going to film, and I have a feeling they're going to scrap that too.
Hey,
that's what I mean. I don't.
A Wolf had a question for you. He wants to know if there's chairs in your house. You've been standing the whole time. Oh, look, yes, chairs. All right.
Wow.
There's stools.
Okay.
There's a sofa.
Multiple chair options.
That's funny.
Yeah.
I'm standing here drinking my coffee. So
get Rios. You can't. Bronson Rios is dead. They killed him like freaking idiots in the past.
Killed him
They
off
killed
screen.
in the
He went
Yeah.
back to his home planet.
past. Yep. Yep.
And then how long's the season of Lower Decks going to be?
10 episodes, I think.
So we got
Yeah.
10 episodes, and then we're going to have the gap between
That and Discovery.
Discovery.
Yeah.
And then, everybody.
Then will be the real gap.
Discovery's
after
like,
that. After
Yeah.
that will be the real gap because there's nothing. I mean,
yeah.
I don't
It's
think
gonna
we'll
be
get
good.
anything else next year, honestly.
well, next year we'll get Discovery. But
Outside
other
of that, yeah, that's
yeah,
what I mean.
outside of that, I don't think anything else.
Nope.
Hmm.
And when is Discovery's like February, or do we know?
It
Well,
doesn't matter.
tentatively, it's supposed to be like, February, I think. But who knows? They could move it.
Well, this time last year,
I know-
remember,
I know where
had
they
the
can move it.
teaser for it.
Where can they
Yeah.
move it, Dan?
Well, let's see. They can click here and drag it to the recycling bin, drop it in there.
Just send
I
it to where
don't
Batgirl
care.
went.
I don't care. I don't care. I don't care.
Dan, I can actually honestly say I am actually, for the first time forever, I am actually excited about this season of Discovery because I know
Why?
it's the last one.
It's
Oh,
going to end.
okay.
It's gonna end.
And then the suffering will end.
I just want to see Burnham die, and I'm hoping to God it happens. That's
It's
what I'm
not
here
gonna
for.
happen.
That's what I'm
And
here
then
for.
she'll have a monument. She'll push over O'Brien's monument.
That's
She'll
right.
build a larger
She'll
one.
be named the greatest person in
on top
Starfleet.
of her, so she'll be emperor.
I
Yeah.
think the best thing they could do is tie it into the temporal Cold War and have someone tell them you were never supposed to be here. None of this was supposed to happen. No, I'm serious. None of
Yeah.
this was supposed to happen. Send them
Okay.
back to the 23rd century. The ship gets destroyed in the process. The spore drive technology is lost. They all end up going home, and that timeline gets erased. So everything we know about the 32nd century or wherever the hell they are is irrelevant now. It's an alternate timeline. Disregard.
No,
You
I've
know
got
what's-
it.
You know
I've
what's
got
great
it.
about that theory is
Yeah.
that's not too far from how they've done some endings.
No.
So it's pretty good.
This is what you do. You end it with somebody goes computer end program, and then all of a sudden there's Jake and maybe a couple of different cast members from DS9, and he's all like, "What do you think of my Hollow novel?" And
Yeah.
they're all like, "Yeah, it seems all right, but." And then
they all make
fan fiction.
yeah,
Yes,
it's
they
all
all-
the internet criticisms. Oh, the
Yeah.
characters
They all make
will
this
cry
face.
too much, or
they'll make
I
this
love it.
face.
yeah.
And to make it even better, you should get the dipshits who put together Axanar as part of that crew sitting around with him, giving him pointers.
It'd be hilarious. Just end it that way.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Oh.
I'd
They
watch
should
it.
do something. They can't do that though. They
No,
can't. They physically can't do that. They could do that on Lower Decks though. They could have something on Lower Decks for an episode like that where we're watching the whole thing and it ends with Boimler or somebody saying, "How do you like my Hollow novel?"
That'd be hilarious.
They need to do that. That would be great.
It was all a dream, and you were there, and you, and you, and you.
Yep.
Boimler has ruby slippers on.
No place like home. See, that's what's
Would Boimler
great
be
about
dorky
Lower
at that
Decks
point?
is you can do all those kinds of
Yes,
things
yes.
and
Yeah.
just completely have fun with yourself with it, and it's fine. It's great.
Yeah,
Riker.
you believe it. Yeah, you can
Yep.
believe it.
Yep.
Do you think in like 30 years it'll like Jack Quaid will be the new like Jonathan Frakes, where like he's the statesman of Star Trek, keeps going back?
He'll never be Jonathan Frakes because that's not a person.
Will he
Yeah,
be a
Frank.
Jeffrey Combs? Will he be a Jeffrey
Frakes.
Combs in the
Yeah.
future? He could be a
You know who it
Jeffrey Combs.
really will be? It'll be Tawny Newsome. Will be that statesman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be her.
One of the two, if they play their cards right, very well could be. They're
Yeah.
both
Mhm.
they're both very intelligent. They're both very, very good.
Mhm.
And I
But
really
I think she loves it more. Like I think he's having fun, but I think
Oh yeah,
she-
for sure. She
Yeah.
absolutely you can just I don't know if that's just her personality though. I think she's just a very
No, but she
energetic
knows all the
person.
details. Like she
does.
Yeah.
She does. That's true. Yeah, I guess that's true. Because there were, man, when we first were introduced to Mariner, when we first met Tawny Newsome, I was like, holy crap, that's too much. I can't take. That's too much. She's way over the top.
dial it back down.
Dial
that
it
first
down. But
season
that's
was
the first
little
episode or
too
two, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you kind of get used to it, and you kind of get to understand her.
It's
character.
endearing after a while.
well.
It's God, you love her to death. mean,
I
she's
think
just
what hurt
fantastic.
it was because we had Michael Burnham for several seasons, and then we saw her, and
They are opposites. They are
yeah, and
completely
they're
Yeah.
like, oh god, here we go again. We're gonna get another know-it-all, blah blah blah, and then they changed it, and it's so much better.
It's much better.
Yeah, much better, much better. And so no, yeah, I think those two, if they want to, they will have a very, very long. Yeah, exactly, Bronson. I think that they will have a very, very long career in Trek if they so desire, for pretty much anything they want. So, regardless of their cameos in Strange New Worlds now, or their live action characters, yeah. So,
Chess,
we'll
is
see.
anything else you want to bring up?
What was I gonna say? So with the writer's strike, blah blah blah. What are we gonna do with the show next year? Are we gonna do review episodes? And
We
since
got
we're
some
gonna have
ideas.
this long gap. You're
Yeah,
gonna
we
have
got some
watch-alongs. You're gonna have.
We've
other
talked about
cool
a few
stuff.
things.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll watch some fan films and try to talk to people from that. I've got
Or more of those old-fashioned evergreen episodes where you take a specific topic or a specific genre or trope and break it down, break it apart, all those kinds of things. So we're open. I'm open to suggestions if anybody wants to call in.
Absolutely.
What do you want to
email.
see?
Yeah,
what
would you
wanna
like to see?
Chasmus?
Well, for sure, we need to do the Gold Ducat tribute episode. Because
He
it's
did
a
nothing
shame.
wrong.
He did nothing wrong.
We should
Why
all
are
be
there
drinking.
no monuments on Bajor to
He
him?
was a benevolent leader. He
Indeed.
saw the Bajorans like his children.
Indeed.
yes.
For Father's Day, that's when we should do it. Gold Ducat Father's Day tribute.
Worst fathers of Star Trek.
I don't know what
Well,
you're talking about.
starting with Worf.
Starting with Worf.
Yeah, Worf already went. Okay,
God, you know what? That would be interesting.
One.
Who's the worst father? Worf or Gold Ducat? Because one will physically kill the other child. The other one is like emotionally kill him.
Yes.
And which one's worse?
It's pretty bad either
Like
way.
the one you killed, the trauma's over.
Right, but the other one, like,
Yeah.
you kill their spirit, and it's always there.
Even
just-
Terry Alice didn't even mention what happened to Worf's son. I was like, Alexander is like, nobody cares about Alexander.
Nobody cares about Alexander.
No,
That poor guy.
he crashed with the Enterprise E or whatever.
And they've all
Yeah.
forgot to tell everybody he's dead.
Yeah.
And Jordy's just like, they're all like 90. And Jordy's like, what's Alexander up to these days? Jordy, he died 50 years ago.
No, they use my ending with Jake, and it's him and Alexander. How come none of the characters have dads? Exactly. Yeah. Oh, Bronson wants us to do Jeopardy. Yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
man.
Yeah.
I
Or technically,
don't want to
not
get smoked.
Jeopardy.
I don't want to get
Not
smoked
Jeopardy.
again. But
Yeah.
I got destroyed last time at Jeopardy.
Yeah.
There
I
should
had 100
definitely
points.
be there should definitely be like a tournament where we have lots of people sign up for it. We push it like month ahead of time, and then we have like a couple of episodes in a row where we're getting through those brackets. Like we should do that for March Madness.
Oh,
The bracket game.
Oh,
like
yeah.
that.
Yeah. We can come up with some stuff.
Yeah, all kinds of things. All kinds of things.
I guess
Yeah,
I'll have to
send
read
us your feedback.
Wikipedia to keep up on my Star Trek. You know.
Yeah, do they have an audio version of Memory Alpha that'll just read it to me?
I was
That'd
using
be-
Wikipedia last time, so that's why
We can take clips and then use AI voices to do that.
Yeah.
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 All right. Jasmine, well,
possible.
thanks for being on.
All right.
Well,
Well, thanks, guys.
cool.
See you next time.
Thanks, man.
All right.
Yep. Nope.
Yeah. Do you have any other feedback?
Daniel's like, we got a show to watch.
Yeah,
I got
he's
right.
like the pre-show is on.
The pre-show's not for another hour, but I got things to do. Get ready.
It was my birthday the other week on the 20th,
Yeah.
7 days ago.
Did
Right.
you even see the tribute in the Facebook group?
Oh,
I don't
shit.
think he did. You don't.
No, he
you
didn't.
don't. No.
Don't say
He
anything
doesn't pay
about
attention to
Facebook. I'm
us.
going to go look it up right now.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah, I want to see his live reaction. Go ahead.
All right, I'm pulling it up.
Yeah,
You got to read it out loud.
Oh
You gotta
God.
Describe the photo and then read it out loud.
Let's see. Where do I get to my? How do I get to groups? Let's see. No,
How do I
there's
get
groups.
groups?
There's groups.
It's
Okay,
like
here
your
it is.
It's like your first day.
My first day on the. Okay, here I am. I'm scrolling down. Let's see. That was a day ago. Oh, that's right
wow.
now. Oh my God! Look at this Tindy with peanut hamper. Oof.
Don't get distracted.
Good
Stay
job.
focused.
Good job. Okay, I'm scrolling. Janeway over Tuvok's grave. Okay, I'm
The
scrolling.
Facebook group is so active. There's so many things.
Yeah, I got to
don't know
scroll.
if you're gonna find it. You might have to
predictions.
Probably
search.
not.
You might have to search for my name, and then you'll find it. It's a
Okay.
picture of you.
Oh God. Let's see. Search.
Hey, are we gonna go to the Long Island Trek instead?
I think we should. When is that one?
It's May 31st through June 2nd.
I could absolutely make it to that. If
Can
you
you get a
guys
flight
feel
clear?
like, can I get a flight clear? Yeah, I'm gonna fly my Dodge Ram. Down the New York State Thruway. And
I'd rather go there than Vegas. That sounds like a lot more fun.
I mean, I definitely want to go to Vegas, but
Yeah.
I mean, for me, that's a day trip to Long Island. I mean, I would probably spend the night, but did you find it?
Yeah, looking at it right now. It says 6 days ago from Dan Lombardo. Says, hey, at everyone. 46 years ago, Chad Waldo was born into this world on a day other than his due date and was thus wrong for the very first time. Happy birthday, buddy. We still love you. Sincerely, Alpha Shift and Beta Shift. Dan Lombardo, Daniel Reyes, Chintry, what's and Scott. I think Chad said he's busy today, Powders. How did I miss this? Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. Thank you everybody for the happy birthday wishes. I'm sorry.
Yeah, happy birthday, buddy.
These are fantastic as I'm scrolling through them. I'll keep looking at them after the show, but those are great. Thank you.
I think Bronson's saying he can go to the Long Island Trek.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice. Feels like the first time.
Awesome.
Yeah, so I'm down with Long Island Trek. It's
me
close
too.
enough. It's close enough to me that, I really can't justify not being down with it.
Yeah. And it's May. What is it? May what?
May 31st through June 2nd or something.
So right after Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Long Island is close enough to New York City that if you guys want to, I don't know how often or if you've ever been to New York City. If you
I have, it's fun. I had a lot of
if you want to check out the New York City landmarks, it's not far.
Yeah. I want to go to Midtown Comics. I really like that place.
Okay. There's a few of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's like 3 or 4 of them now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else we want to bring up before we wrap it up?
I think we're good.
I think we're good. Yeah.
We didn't have any voicemails or anything.
No.
No
Okay.
voicemails. No.
Yeah.
Well, hold on. I guess I'll double check on the voicemail. I'm pretty sure we don't because I looked.
Daniel's like, you don't have to. Come on.
Okay. It's fine. But we're not doing a show again next week, right? And then the week after that is Lower Decks. So
Which
Yeah, no voicemail.
I gotta look at the calendar now.
Yeah, because 2 weeks from now will be after the premiere.
yeah.
Because the show comes out on the 7th. So yeah,
Right.
we'll do a show on the 10th.
Yeah,
Next.
which would be the review. So
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah, I think I'm good on the 10th, but
Okay.
I'll let you know.
And that'll be the normal time. There's no wrestling then. So
Oh well,
There's football. What do you mean? No, I'm kidding.
well, on that note, thanks everybody for listening.
All right, thanks guys. Good show. Good
Yep.
to see you.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you all. Yeah, and Wolf asked, are we going to have a Trekcast table if we go to the Long Island, New York?
Let's talk about that off.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't know.
We don't
I don't
know.
know. I don't always like being tied down to something, but
Exactly.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. All right. See you guys
Hey
later.
guys.
Bye.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines, so I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?